Hello. Hobbs got a new interface. Kind of getting used to that. I slightly changed my setup. Quite be able to see. Thought I was getting a new monitor to replace, my old one. Go away, Dimitri. And unfortunately, the new one was crappier. So I haven't replaced anything, but I had to move a bunch of stuff. Dimitri. Pause. Like it. Can I do that? So, anywho, we're gonna do some YouTube video stuff today. Weeks until whatchamacallit. Until the whatchamacalls it. About a month. So it's supposed to start on the 15th, I think. Hi. Dimitri's something. Huh. Wanting to be fed snacks, but he ate all of his snacks. I'm watching twice. Does that mean that the YouTube video is actually working? After not working? That'd be nice. Not that the cat cam is in here. Not that Dimitri's in his little catfish. Like Battle Aces, but with base building? It's even better. I know, right? Crazy talk. Alright, I'm a BRB for 1 minute, and then we'll get started on some of the videos. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Music for the stream. Okay. I think we're ready to go. Let's get into a video. By being... Okay. Ding dong. Get all of the things ready to go here. Yeah, I guess this is pretty much what we need. Maybe... Okay, not what I wanted. They're like an E... Okay, it's not just League of Legends, thank you very much. Which is actually basically a show match. It was like 2 days long. It was weird. Yeah, club championship would be nice. Good. Yeah, that's because, I wouldn't know how to even change it on YouTube. YouTube doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. IMO. Like, when you go to Twitch, it's just like, hey, you're streaming. You know that, right? Go to your dashboard and get fixing stuff. That doesn't really exist on YouTube. Like, if I go to YouTube, go to my channel, I see the live, but then I have no idea how I would edit it. You have to, like, go into their go live option. StarCraft 2. And then that's all I got to. Oh, here we go, gaming. I don't know what the thumbnail would be. I don't know. Just make up my face, I guess. Sure, whatever. Don't put it on, I guess. I guess that's good enough. And YouTube's crazy with ads. My color balance super well. Gigantic white screen is messing everything up. We are week 7. Dude. Bro. Tickets. Wait, you know, I really doubt anyone goes. Sports World Cup, right? Like, crazy. Not sure how many people are planning on going to the Esports World Cup because there's a tournament there. Saudi's still kind of a questionable destination. Anyways, let's see here. What should we do first? About? The about section first. Let's just steal the... I know I've put it here before. I feel like I got all messed up. Here we go. I'll use one of these. Oh, never mind. No, I won't. One of these has my videos that I did. TKL! Hey, thank you very much for that raid. Don't know why it didn't go off. But thank you. Maybe I didn't keep it anywhere. Well, I guess we'll do another one. Yeah, cat Instagram. Any moment now. Thanks, TKL. I'll just do a new task. We'll just do it again for the billionth time. Go. task. Changed it. Oh, so I wanted go away. Yeah, that's fine. Here we go. There it is. All right, so who, what, when, where, how, why. And except I like to do it. What, when, where, how, who, why. Why is kind of self-explanatory. Okay. Your homepage isn't very pretty. Tomorrow win at least one map versus Cyril. Never. I think it'll happen eventually. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, welcome back to another tournament overview. This is part of a long-going series where I actually explain what's going on with StarCraft 2 tournaments. And we have the biggest tournament in StarCraft 2 to date. That's right, that includes all the popular times and Wings of Liberty that we all loved and have a lot of nostalgia about, and all the big World Championship prize monies that have happened in the past. This actually blows it all out of the water. It is the $1 million Esports World Cup that is being held in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And it is going to have a lot of different games, but what we really like is that StarCraft 2 is one of those games. What we also really like is that they've added a couple of neat little things here besides some really good production quality. Amazing commentators will be to be announced. They also have the club championships, which we'll go over. Let's go ahead and go over the usuals: who, what, when, where, why, and how, except we're going to start with what. So this is the Esports World Cup. This is also the StarCraft 2 Championship, the actual crowning of the world champion. That was Katowice in some previous years, and before that, we knew that it was at BlizzCon and the WCS Global Championships. Now we've moved over to putting our World Championship into the Esports World Cup. Kind of just makes sense. Again, it also has a $1 million prize pool, the biggest of anything that StarCraft 2 has ever had. So that's what it is. Let's talk about when it is happening, because I'm sure that's the first thing everyone wants to know. And it is happening for StarCraft 2 specifically, August 14th to August 18th. So this might be a little confusing for people because the Esports World Cup actually has a bunch of video games. And we'll go over and actually look at what that actually looks like. All of these things happen. Dota, Counter-Strike, Overwatch, Siege, Apex, TFT, some games I don't recognize, and some games I do, obviously. We have to get the completed ones already. If you go to their page, and as well as the upcoming ones. So you can see that StarCraft 2 is right there. So August 13th to August 17th. And we have all the qualified players here as well. They have a game page you can go to, and I guess you can buy tickets here. You can look at the schedule. And most importantly, I would say you can actually follow the club championship. Some might argue that's actually not the most important thing, but considering that the club championships, that is they've tried to explain it and condense it, but it's kind of hard to condense it really quickly. But it is a separate prize pot for the team that does the best at the overall Esports World Cup. It was particularly impactful for every video game coming up to the Esports World Cup because you had a lot of these top-tier teams that maybe had left StarCraft 2 or never were in it to begin with, actually picking up some players. So Twisted Minds picked up Classic. We had Na'Vi pick up Spirit, and a bunch of other things happened. Obviously, a lot of eyes are on Team Liquid, who've been with us from the start, from way back in Brood War. StarCraft and Team Liquid are like this, and they're currently in 4th place. Now, that's with all of the esports that have already played out in the tournament. Go back specifically to StarCraft 2. If you were to watch this during the tournament, and you were cheering for Clem, which is probably going to happen, you would also maybe cheer for him because Team Liquid really needs someone else to get top 4 or to even win their tournament to actually be qualified into the prize pool for the club championship. So it's pretty neat that they have this right here if you go to the main page. But obviously, you can also go to the Twitch page. But back to the scheduled video content. We went over the when, the where. Again, you can go to their regular, their homepage, esportsworldcup.com. Or you can actually see that they will be hosting this on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/EWC, which actually was renamed. So you guys might actually already be following this if you followed Gamers8 last year. But they have renamed it, rebranded, obviously, to EWC. They also have a second stream that I think is called EWC Black, but I think it is only the one stream. And apparently they also have a YouTube. So either Twitch at EWC or youtube.com/@EWC. Pretty easy branding there. I know a lot of you prefer YouTube, so you got both options. Or again, you can watch it on their main page and follow along with other things that are happening, as that'll be right there in the main. I just paused it, so hopefully there won't be an ad. So you got the where as well now, and it is going to be in Saudi Arabia in the city of Riyadh, where we also will be going as the commentators and the players and whatnot. There are tickets available if you guys want to go ahead and plan going there. It's a huge festival, actually, that goes beyond just esports. We saw it last year, and it really has like carnival games and different places to see like other performances, like singing and bands and stuff like that. So it is interesting, and you can buy tickets by pressing this right here. So if you were interested in actually going, it is in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, which you'll probably need to do visa stuff and whatnot. So just keep that in mind if you actually plan on going to the World Series, the championship for StarCraft 2. How did everyone get here? So here's the real, I guess, hard part to explain quickly. But the how is kind of it's something that's been going for a while. It's been brewing. So how do people, the players, actually get to the Esports World Cup? So these are the qualifiers that happen. So that's why all of our names are here, because we had a qualifier go on. But I think the best way to organize this, is to go ahead and look at the Team Liquid, or the Liquipedia, sorry, and just kind of go over all of these. So basically, you have people who qualified via winning tournaments. You had people qualified via getting top 4 in tournaments. You had people qualify via their point standings in their individual regions. And then you had global standings. And then you had this last second qualifier that was incredibly brutal, but was open to everyone, and eventually got to Showtime and Shin actually making it through. So you had people who won, or the person who won the Masters Summer, which was Cyril. Masters Winter was Clem. Masters Spring was top 4. Oliveira was the only one to grab another slot, as he had not already had one. But many of these players already had a slot in the Esports World Cup because of IEM Katowice. So that's why you have a bunch of crossed out stuff, because Cyril got it from Summer, and then these guys got it from Katowice. Obviously, we have a very old and very reliable system of who makes it the 1st through 4th, usually in StarCraft. So you gotta bump some invites down. So that means that you look at the standings as well as the global standings. And so you have Europe, which was here, Marine and Rainer, and Max Pax, but Max Pax doesn't go to offline tournaments. So then you have, he was replaced by Here Marine. So sorry, it was Rainer and Max Pax, and then got placed by Here Marine because it was top 2. Top 2 of Korea was Byeon and Gumiho. They're going. Top 1 of Americas ended up being Estrella. Top 1 of Asia was Coffee. Oliveira actually already got through in spring. And then the global standings, kind of everything combined together. Where does everyone sit? Classic, Spirit, Solar, and Hero. There's a lot of like moving pieces as far as who gets qualified via winning a tournament, via points instead, whatever. You can really go into it if you want in Wikipedia. But at the end of the day, this is the player list. People won tournaments. They got top 4 in tournaments. They did well enough across the year that they had enough points. Or they went through an incredibly brutal qualifier that only 2 people were allowed to come out from, which was Showtime and Shin. So overall, we have the player list as well. So that would be the how, I guess, as I said, right? Oops. Yeah, so that would be the how. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the who. So just more specifically, who actually was able to make it through. Obviously, Cyril's pretty good. Cyril's going to make it through, and he is one of the favorites to win. You got Clem, who has been not super strong lately, but won Atlanta, and we're looking forward to him again. Then you had Oliveira make it through, again, top 4 of spring, and he was the only one who could even touch Cyril at that tournament. Katowice was very interesting with a lot of the expected people getting the invites, but Cyril already had his. So Kiramaru and Dark all got through there, so a lot of the anticipated Koreans. Here, Marine and Rainer. Rainer currently going through one of his longest slumps thus far. Spent some time in Korea and hopefully is really grinding and working on how he can perform to his best, as he did win Gamers 8 last year, which was kind of the predecessor, little sister, I don't know what you want to call it, but we're looking forward to him doing well again. Byun and Gumiho from Korea, making sure to represent the Korean Terrans. America was Estrella. Trigger tried in the qualifier, as well as Scarlet, but they were unable to make it. Coffee made it through Asia. Classic Spirit Solar Hero. All coming in with interesting possibilities. Classic also had a good run in Gamers 8 last year, and maybe can do it again in Saudi Arabia. Obviously, a lot of eyes on the Protoss in particular to try and do their best and perform, because they don't have that many. We do only have 4, with Max Pax not attending. And then Showtime and Shin, who beat out a couple of really good players in those qualifiers to even get here. I mean, they had to go through regional qualifier into the closed qualifier versus all of these guys. And a lot of these games are actually very exciting, so I recommend checking out the official broadcast that was cast by Steadfast and State. So there's the who, and now we have the why, which is always pretty obvious, and thus ending on that note, the easiest thing to talk about. $1 million. $1 million and a chance to call yourself the world champion of StarCraft 2. You are fighting for first place, which is 400,000. So it's not a winner-take-all thing, which would be crazy, but it is still a nice chunk of change. Second, 150, third, fourth, 80, fifth, 45, sixth, seventh, 30, then 20, and then even just showing up. People who just qualified, however they did qualify, end up getting $15,000. But of course, they also have a separate why for once in StarCraft 2's last 8 years, something like that. 9 years since Pro League shut down and GSTL shut down. We have a reason to think about the teams. So there's another why, actually, for these players that isn't usually found in StarCraft 2 tournaments, and that's to help the rest of their team, if they have one. If their team is actually being represented in the club championship, some of them don't have enough players to, so they won't be. But for instance, again, Team Liquid, they would want some of the players on that list, like a Clem, to do very, very well, or even win the events so that they can actually win their club championship event. So usually there's not a lot of team worry going on in StarCraft 2. You're playing for yourself. It's a blessing and a curse. But this time around, you actually might have a couple of the Dota people, who I think are currently playing, actually, cheering on Clem because they want Team Liquid as a whole to get that club championship prize, which I want to say is quite a bit of cash. I'm not sure where they have the actual amount of money. Prize pool distribution. There you go. $60 million. Good Lord. Oh, okay. So club championship as a whole is worth 20 million. And then game as a, all of the games have 30,000. So yeah, still, yeah, if like Team Liquid, were to win, that's a lot of cash, no matter how they break it down. Yeah, okay. We'll award 20 million to the top 16 clubs based on their overall performance. I don't know if they have the actual breakdown somewhere, but no matter how it's broken down, everyone wants a piece of that pie, and now all of the StarCraft 2 players have an additional reason to perform well in the Esports World Cup. But that kind of covers everything, I believe. So we're going to have the main events, which is 16-player into 2 groups of 8 each, knockout bracket, then the Final Four, with the Grand Finals being best of 9, by the way. Something that StarCraft 2 is more and more experimenting with. The more that we have Final Four Sundays, which cannot last long if we don't do that, or the more that we have map pools that actually have 9 maps. So that's interesting to talk about. $1 million on the line, broken down, you know, still heavy on the first place, but I'm sure 12th through 18th are going to play about $15,000. And then all of the players and how they got there is, again, on Wikipedia.net, your best resource for anything if you don't want to watch this video. And it's going to be happening August 14th, August 18th, twitch.tv/EWC, youtube.com/@EWC, or again, you can go to their actual homepage and it'll be right there when it is being played. Should you want to watch any other games, you can also check out the schedule. So we're going to be in week 7, as you can see. We're going to be on the tail end, which means a lot of eyes are going to be watching StarCraft, if for nothing else than for the club championships. Again, another reason why they were a pretty sick idea. And then week 8 will be the finalizer for all of those things. Tekken, Rocket League, whatever this is, and a little PUBG as well. So I think that covered about everything. I hope you guys tune in. I think it's going to be a good show with a lot of great StarCraft 2. And it is probably going to be the biggest, most prestigious StarCraft 2 tournament for a while yet. It is also the last confirmed StarCraft 2 tournament of the season, which means that we have no idea what is happening after this tournament. So make sure to tune in, get the eyes on the game, and tell your friends, pay attention to the club championships, and just show that you still enjoy StarCraft. And hopefully they'll pick us up again for next year and help us continue with the ESL Pro Circuit. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you all enjoy the Esports World Cup when it does go live in August. Bye-bye. I think Max Pax will eventually say yes to something. Actually. Okay, next up, we're going to look at the bracket. Go. 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, back again with a tournament overview series. This time we're going to be digging into the Esports World Cup bracket that was actually announced. So we went over the who, what, when, where, and why, as we usually do for this very, very, very big tournament. Potentially the last of StarCraft 2, but we're hoping that we're going to use on next year soon. But we also got the actual bracket, so I'm going to go over who is there and who might have a good chance of winning and give a little bit of my predictions as well. So, as you can see, we got 2 groups here. We have a knockout bracket and then eventually the final 4. So, this is actually a little more complicated because you are also including Showtime and Shin somewhere, which it doesn't even seem like they're, like, literally put on the Wikipedia yet. So one of the reasons that is the case is that the actual system is pretty difficult. So let's go over the format right here. 16 players into 2 groups of 8. So here's the 2 groups of 8. Showtime and Shin are notably absent. Double elimination. All matches are best of 5. Wow. That's a lot of matches. Winner of each group advances to the final 4. So if they were to get here, you see it says to final 4 and a second for second match. And then we have the winner of that second for second goes to final 4 as well. Knockout bracket, 13 players from the main stage and 2 players from the qualifiers. So here's where Showtime and Shin are. They're already in the knockout bracket. So because they were the very, very last possible chance, despite how ruling the qualifier was, they are still left without that extra life. So everyone else who advanced through the point system or by winning tournaments, they all have more than 1 life. They have the double elimination bracket of the 2 groups of 8. Plus they have the knockout bracket. The guys who qualified from the qualifier, they have the single elimination knockout bracket. That is it. So pretty tough for Showtime and Shin, but here's hoping. All matches are also best of 3, so a little more of that, you know, like, oh, something could happen that you know, necessarily won't happen in best of 5. But the finals are best of 5 to then advance again to the final 4. And the final 4 is the easiest to understand. Single elimination bracket, but again, semis, best of 7. And the, there we go, grand finals, best of 9. So it's really not that complicated. I know, like, having, like, a second versus second match looks kind of weird, and then making Showtime and Shin have only 1 life compared to everyone else is pretty cruel. But so it goes. That's the reality of competition. And let's actually go into who is facing who here, now that we have a better understanding of what's going on. So these are the guys who are, quote-unquote, safe. They can make a mistake and still have a good time. They have Group A, Maru versus Spirit, Oliveira versus Beyond, Gumiho Estrella, Here Marine versus Dark. It's not surprising that we get some similar brackets in StarCraft 2. Just again, it's a game that's been leveled out. There's not too many upsets, but it's still always a little funny when Maru gets an entirely TVT bracket. But that said, while that is still a wonderful matchup for him, he is facing a couple of potential obstacles, which is actually very interesting. So Maru's not slouching, he's not slumping, he just can't beat Cyril. Join the club. But Spirit has shown a weird amount of Spirit in TVT in particular, where like his Katowice runs always seem to have a great TVT in them versus a Korean Terran. He definitely gets good practice now that Clem has also ascended as far as that TVT. Now they can play each other, although Spirit barely ever wins versus Clem. I'm not saying he's going to win versus Maru. It's just that there is actually a decent chance. Kelazur also managed to take a map and almost a second map in a best of 3 versus Maru in Atlanta. There's a couple of examples of him actually faltering a little bit. But let's say Spirit is the one that you're pretty sure Maru is going to win. Great, okay. Then there's Oliveira and Bjorn. Both kind of nemesis, I guess. Oliveira is a nemesis because he beat Maru in the most important tournament, the most important best of 7. And then Bjorn isn't so much a nemesis as much as he is one person who can really take it to Maru, right? So Maru typically wins against Bjorn, but they are the epitome of that clash of 3 starport versus 8 racks. It's always a lot of fun. There's always a lot of fireworks, and there's always that chance that Bjorn's tenacity and speed actually does overwhelm Maru, as Maru does depend generally on playing out longer TVTs to win them. So this is actually, despite TVT being so good for Maru, it still is. This is actually a very scary bracket for him, in my opinion. Because then, even if he beats all of these Terran players, he still has to face someone else as well. And those people could be either Gumiho versus Estrella or Hammering versus Dark. I think a lot of us might be looking at this bracket and immediately seeing Maru versus Dark. Definitely a good guess. But I think other things could absolutely happen. Don't mean to just, Oliveira could win versus Beyond and then he could win versus Maru again. That could absolutely happen. But then on the other side of this particular bracket, Gumiho Estrella, I think that'll be very weird. I think they both have interesting ways of playing this matchup. I actually still have more faith in Estrella than I have faith in Gumiho's TVP. I've talked about it at length. It's not my favorite Gumiho matchup. I would have preferred seeing him, I guess, versus one of these Terrans, but honestly, it's pretty Terran-filled, so it's like really the only option. Because I definitely don't want him facing Dark if he's going to have a chance. And then speaking of Dark, he gets to face Here Marine, who is here because Max Pax ended up not going yet again. And I do believe Dark wins that. I believe Dark wins the next series. And then I think it is probably Dark Maru in that upper bracket final. The easy call right there, right? And then you have the lower bracket as well. So you can have a situation where it's Spirit versus Bjorn. And then Bjorn wins. Spirit would then have to go to the knockout bracket, which is the last life. But he would have that. And I think that would be kind of likely. But again, I don't want to underestimate Spirit. Then you have lower bracket final. So whoever loses here goes there. And then to second versus second match, which is just a very interesting way of doing it. Group A second versus Group B second. I don't know if any of that tournament has done that before, but basically whoever wins here and whoever wins here gets to face each other, and then they make it through here. So that's 2, 3, and then 4. Yeah, that's how they get a final 4, basically. So 2, in a typical way, just win everything immediately. Boom, you're into the final 4. Way to go. If you almost win everything, but not quite, you're facing the other guy who did the same exact thing. And if you win that, you can get to the final 4. But if at any point you lose, you are going to be sent either to the lower bracket or to then eventually the knockout bracket. Unless you're Showtime and Shin, in which case if you lose, you're just out. You're on your last life from the get-go. So I think Maru wins the top side. Maybe Dark. And then I think it's a pretty safe bet to imagine that either Maru or Dark, whoever loses in that upper bracket final, ends up getting to the second for second match. And we'll see who could be in that position on the other bracket, Group B. Cyril Coffee. Sorry, Coffee. Ripperino. Hero versus Solar. Solar didn't have the best GSL, but hopefully he can bounce back. Hero is one of our few Protosses, so a lot of people will be cheering for him. I do think Cyril wins, and then I'm going to say Hero wins, but I think it'll be very close. And then I think Cyril wins. Sorry, Hero. On the other side, Cure Rainer. I actually think this is going to be a really weird story because Cure's TVZ has only ever been one of his best matchups, like 1 month out of every 4 or something like that. So last year, Gamers 8 was the month in which Cure had fantastic Terran versus Zerg. And the finals of Cure Rainer, so another story to this one, was really good. Rainer was just playing out of his mind, some of the best Zerg that we're ever going to see, and that's including all the Cyril games. It was just peak form of Zerg, really, and an aggressive Zerg, too. It was really fun to watch. Cure would have been talked about in a similar light if he had won. But he was basically playing his best StarCraft 2 at the same time another guy was. And Rainer ended up being the better of that day, of that tournament. But now, it's like, it's a complete opposite of last year, where they're both coming in as potential finalists. Sure, no problem. But this year, to call them potential finalists, kind of questionable. Cure's TVZ is shaky once more. Don't really like how it looks. Doesn't look very confident. His TVP also is shakier than it was last year, and his TVT is actually still pretty good. I'm not too worried, but he didn't get the Mass Terran bracket. And then there's Rainer, who is on the longest slump officially of his career. We kind of, bypassed Atlanta, and then there was GSL that wasn't very good with him, and then there was Dallas that also wasn't very good. So there's a lot of tournaments not looking good for Rainer right now. And it's a question if he can suddenly arise back. And Katowice was also not good for him, sorry. So we're looking at what Rainer can do now that he's back perhaps at a place that he did well previously. We know that he can do well with crowd support as well and offline tournaments, but he just has not shown that in the last, 7 months. So this is kind of, in my opinion, 2 people kind of with broken arms who have got their cast off, and you're like, well, are you 100%? Let's find out. So even if someone, whoever wins, Rainer wins, faces Classic, I'm not sure how much we can actually put stock in that particular best of 5, Cure versus Rainer. They're both not playing, I think, at their best for this matchup. And then going on, Classic versus Clem. Clem in the past had trouble versus Korean Protosses. Not so much anymore. And his TVP is actually, I think it might officially be the best at this point. Win records, whether you put a lot of stock into a overall League score or not. But I think Clem has a good chance. I think Classic, everyone, again, looking at the Protosses to actually win here. So that's going to help give favor to Classic. And Classic also had a good run last year at Gamers 8. So I'm going to say it's going to be Cyril versus Classic or Clem, actually, here. And then I think Cyril wins no matter what. He goes right to the Final 4. And then, and whoever loses this maybe is in a lower bracket final. And then Hero, I think, maybe? Yeah. I think Hero versus either Clem or Classic here to the second for second, which then they would be facing Dark. That's actually really hard to call. I don't know. Dark versus either Classic or Clem. Hard to call, but I think that's kind of the names that are popping out to me. And then, you know, everyone else gets to put in a knockout bracket, including our 2 qualifiers, Showtime and Shin, who have their only chance here in the knockout bracket. And then Final 4, I guess by going off what I was saying, it's going to be Cyril, Maru, Dark, and Hero. That's like my heart speaking, though, actually. You know, nice representation of the races, and Protoss gets in there. Dark gets a chance to, you know, win another tournament before he goes off the military. Cyril gets a rematch, another rematch versus Maru. We'll see if that changes anything. Is that going to be the actual Final 4? Of course, I have no idea. But I do feel like Cyril and Maru actually making it through their groups ASAP is a pretty reasonable call. And then it's a bloodbath as far as who makes it to the other 2 semifinalists. And again, best 7 semifinals, best of 9 grand finals. For the first time, I think a humongous, prestigious premier tournament has actually done this. Safe House did it first. I'm just kidding. So yeah, those are my predictions. What do you guys think? Any upsets, any surprises? We do have some people really trying to hide their strats and practice diligently. I think we got a good handle on everyone and how they're performing, so I don't think there'll be too many surprises, but a lot of storylines, and I am personally looking forward to some of the ones I highlighted. Kira versus Raynor and their performances separate from each other, and then some of these TVTs are going to be just very difficult to call. And I'll talk more about all the reasons that you should be watching the Esports World Cup. All the narratives we'll be following, as well as some details to some of these matches as well, in a separate video where I give you reasons to go ahead and watch the tournament if you don't already plan on watching it because you don't know about it or because it doesn't seem that interesting. $1 million, what is that? There'll be another video giving you even more reasons to watch. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you tune in to the Esports World Cup, twitch.tv/EWC, August 14th to August 18th for the StarCraft 2 portion. Yeah. Thank you very much, Roddy, for the raid. Hello, everyone. Helms Deep States, thank you for the 36 months. My Streamlabs are not muted. They're just not going. Will I be in the US during ESWC weekend? Maybe. Yeah, no, it is like most other places. There's safe places and there's dangerous places. Who will be casting? TBD. Who's your pick for winner? Cyril. In my mind, actually, here's my best, my heart, my coolest tournament that I can think of. I actually think one of the coolest tournaments might be more like upsetting Cyril and Maru early on. Getting them out actually. I think would make it more exciting as long as the remaining players are interesting as well. And I won't say who's not interesting because that's rude, but let's be real. There's some people who really have to have other things happening for their story to be really good. Let's put it that way. There's some players who, if they just end up beating all the fan favorites and get to the finals and win, it'll be kind of like a... Ooh. And some who I think have much stronger stories. So for me, Cyril and Maru get knocked out kind of at, before the Final Four, basically. And then the Final Four is something of a mixture of Dark, Oliveira, one other foreigner, like either Showtime or maybe Clem, and then a Protoss. So Hero would be my preference, or a Classic, or Showtime if he's also the foreigner that makes it. I think that'd be really fun. I think you'd get, a surprise victor no matter what, which is always nice, but then all of the victors would have this really strong story. I actually would want Dark to win. I think that he's gathered a lot more fans in the last year or so. So he's not just the cool dude who wins and does some fun games every now and again, but he's also he's going to military after this, and he's got a kid, and he made that emotional speech at GSL that he finally won as well, and he's kind of been on the up and up, and it feels inevitable that he'll get another world championship because the one that he already had didn't really seem to make a huge impact. No one really remembers or cares that Dark won BlizzCon 2019 because it was a terrible meta, and no one liked ZVZ in the finals. So Dark getting a actual cool win before he leaves would be, in my opinion, really neat. Coffee's the most interesting player, and I'll fight people about it. Yeah, I agree, Fair Dragon. I think Oliveira was still a little more interesting than some of the players I'm currently thinking of, even if he didn't do it the way that he did. Because he was always still a little more, I feel interesting, representative of the Chinese scene, which had just gotten taken out by Blizzard at that time. Spoke English, which has always helped him. He was a known practice partner for a lot of the top tier players. He had already had some previous hype building at Montreal years ago. I think he already had a couple of things, but there's one or two people in this list that I'm not saying terrible, but they don't have the same appeal. Danny Cyril deniers goes 14-0, wins it. At this point, no one is going to get convinced otherwise until he wins a GSL. And even if Cyril were to go and win GSL, again, probably doesn't change people's opinion because it's not as good as it used to be. Yeah. At this point, there's so much other evidence. Nothing's gonna change their mind. I'm not really concerned about Cyril underperforming. I think he'll have more mistakes this tournament than in the past, including last tournament, because I think it's been long enough that his interruption in his training might actually affect him. But I think it'll be very little because, yeah, he's not someone who just practices 12 hours a day. And last I heard, he had asked and was probably given a 2-week period in which he could purely focus on StarCraft 2. The Finnish military seems really chill with their sports contestant. Laser, thank you very much for that raid. Welcome, everyone. But I think Cyril might lose more games, but I think he'll win series. All right, now let's try and think of top 5 reasons to watch. Okay. I'm gonna put like 1 million ever plus club championships into one. I think. Last StarCraft 2. Yeah, that's a good one. I think I will include that it's potentially the last StarCraft tournament circuit. That's a good one. Barrel domination could come to as a military. Dark's last chance to make it 10th. I think he said 10th, right? I only watch Catcan stream. Oh, good news. Dimitri's back. Okay. Oliver's new TVZ / only 1-2 at Cyril in Dallas. Brainers slump. Protoss hope. Flash Kira vs Rainer rematch. Gamers 8. Why last chance for Dark? Because he's constantly about to go to military. But we're kind of at that point where he said it often enough that it's actually real. Exact same thing happened with Zest, where he said he was leaving for like 2 years, and then he finally actually had to go. Oh yeah, it's a good point, Mech Sixers. This is actually kind of difficult to remember because we changed the World Championship in the season after saying it was going to be, you know, it's kind of weird, but he is the defending world champ. I can add that potential production on StarCraft. That's true. It if Morrow doesn't get bopped, first world championship title. You are right. It's not correct to say that it'd be for his first big international victory because he did win like WESG and something in China. Maybe that was WSG. But, you know, kind of for all intents and purposes, people still would consider it. But if you really want to be technical, then you can just say that it'd be his first world championship. And it's obviously more prestigious than just any old international tournament. Who else was I looking at and talking about? I mean, to me, those are the strongest stories. First time major for coffee? No. I think he's actually been at, like, Katowice World Championship. Or am I thinking of... No, I'm thinking of the Protosses. Oh, coffee? Yeah, it would be, because he couldn't go to Dallas. Or Atlanta, whichever one we were talking about, right? Yeah, so I think you're right. But I'm not gonna lie, it's not the most interesting thing. Sorry, coffee. Well, if we go back to our World Championship notes. Previous global finals. Should be more here. I think I updated it. No, I haven't updated it. Oh, no, what did I do? Oh, no. I guess I updated all the Katowices, but I didn't update the global finals. This is a Notion. Which, this is the free version of Notion. They have a paid-for one. If you're interested in the paid-for one, you should use my link down below. So, in 2020, we had... What did we have in 2020? Wait a minute. What was the global championship in 2020? 2020 Katowice wasn't the global championship. Shouldn't have been, because it was only like 3 months after the global championship. So what was 2020's? Did we just not have one in 2020? We just didn't have one. No, 2020 was the Rogues S finals that denied us our first Mara versus Serral potential. But it wasn't a global championship. Yeah, so that's kind of funny. But, yep, that's how it goes. NA. That was Katowice. That was online. Online. Rainer won it. Rainer won this one. Rainer versus it was a Protoss, wasn't it? Dust, yeah. Katowice 20. Serral versus Rainer. Oh, score. Oops. This was 4-3. Check. 4-1. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, 4-2 and then 4. And then 2023 is 3. Gino Oliveira won. Or 1. He doesn't get the recognition of how good he is. There's a certain point where that doesn't really matter, right? Kind of like when some people like to give us crap when we say that this person can't beat this person. And then a couple of the fanboys or the perpetually, actuallys, you know, I'll be like, well, he's still like a really good player. You know, it's just that Cyril's even better. And you're like, well, yeah, but that's the context that we don't have to explain every single time. So Coffee being a top 2 player of his region, and you know, he's here, so you could say he's technically top 18, but I don't know if I'd actually say that. But let's say that he's top 30 in the world. That's fucking impressive, but it doesn't matter at all if you're talking about 17 other players who are more than likely to win against them. I don't think all of the rest of the players would be, but a lot of the players here would be very, very favorable. All right, so this is where I open up the notes and compare, get everything that we can get. The 2024 breakdown. We can add another PVZ, another ZVZ. And for the first time ever, there was a TVT. Protoss is 1. Zerg is now 1-6. Terran is 1. Accurate. Zerg has won 5. Has won, had won 5 years in a row. Oliveira. So a lot of Zerg. Uh, 21. Oh, okay. I was like, why are there a bunch of zeros? What are even all these numbers? Okay. Number of non-Koreans in the round of 8. I have to go actually look at that up. Number of non-Koreans. 1. Dude. If you had asked me if Parting was in the top 4 of IM Katowice 2021, I would have 100% said no. I do not remember him being so good that late. My perception of time is completely borked. I would have asked if TY was still playing. Anyway, so 1, 2. Rainer and I remember he was good leading up to the time that he left, but since he was absent from 2020's Katowice, top 8, I guess I assumed that he actually fell off in like 2019. One, two, three. One, two, three. What are we doing? Homework. Hammer instead of hello, Maria? Click somewhere? Number of races represented. Here, Marine instead of hello, Marine in 2020. It says here, Marine. I'm confused. Spelled elsewhere? Alright, number of Protoss in 21, 2. Zero. 5. One. I know there's a way to just auto-calculate here, but I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up. Reserve, let's just put so many. Oh, I lost it. Oops. What's perhaps more interesting is just that Protoss isn't as underrepresented as you might think. But it's because they had really good times in the previous expansions. That's the only reason. This is 21. Oh my god, yeah, look at this. Look at it in Legacy of the Void. Whoops, I'm blocking it. In Legacy of the Void, Protoss has been represented in the round of 8 12 times. compared to the 21 and 23 of Terran and Zerg. Legendary Silent, thank you for the Prime sub. As a keep window on top button, that is useful. Here for the cat cam. Oh, let's up here. Cat cam. All right, so we do that because makes it easier to track any stories. So, number of global finals. Rainer has 1, 2, 3. So I might have updated this. Cyril is 1, 2. Still a 2. This wouldn't have gotten any more. Why is this 1 despite it being 3? One, two, three. Right. 1. And now 3. Ugh. Last time a Korean global championships was 29. This was all this work just to get to what someone said earlier. Gonna put it with dark, I guess. That kind of works out, actually. Esports World Cup. That next month. It is in about a month, yes. Starts on the 15th. I think it's a good list. The top 5. With cheating. Making the 5th just all the smaller individual storylines, I guess. I think Cyril's gonna win. Shocking. I think Cyril's gonna win. I'm pretty sure Morrow isn't. The only other person I could see winning is maybe a really strong hero. Rainer, if he's magically back to his form. And Dark. 15 item for packing. Oh, on this. This is all old. Oh, this is my I'll do it eventually, aka never, or I'm not anywhere near doing it, but I know I'll always do it eventually. So, like, laundry goes here, because I did laundry, like, 2 days ago. Not max packs? Max packs isn't going. Yeah, I think his hero isn't reliable enough. I agree. I really only see, like, 2 or 3 people who are reliable. IMO. Yeah, they gave him permission to just focus on StarCraft leading up to EWC. Yeah, I think Dark and Sarah are actually like the 2 most likely, honestly. Rainer would have been consistent or pretty reliable choice. Same time last year, not anymore. No Protoss player is really reliable no matter how good they are. And some of the other guys who I think would have a chance aren't like performing the absolute best. Like Solar is not performing super well. Here Marine got by kind of the skin of his teeth. I mean, he did well in Katowice, but Oliveira, if he had I mean, there's actually a chance Oliveira, but you know, who's dependable? Cyril, Dark. That's pretty much it, I think. Clem's not been having the best time lately. Showtime and Shin in their bracket, only in the knockout bracket. So they're not placed here because they'll probably wait for an official release, but they're like here and here or something. I think Oliveira will be top 4. Really hard to say, because I think he's going to have a really rocky time here. I mean, he could have a favorable time. But then I actually think Oliveira Dark, if that's the upper bracket final. Like, Oliveira's TDT is amazing. I think his TVZ is going to be very much tested versus Dark. Like, he looked amazing versus Sarah, but there's also kind of specific reasons as to why that is. And I'm not sure that what Oliveira figured out versus Sarah would actually work versus Dark. They're just 2 completely different Zergs. So that's why I think Oliveira has one too many roadblocks. Like, weirdly enough, if he was in this side of the bracket and he was, like, facing Cyril, I'd actually give him a pretty good shot. Although Cyril no doubt has studied and learned about how to deal with Oliveira's style from Dallas. That's a hot take. If Marine was reliable as much as he used to be, I would agree. But he's really not that reliable right now. And he's never won against Dark in the history of their tournament. It's not that many games. So that's not necessarily the most damning thing in the world. Hero Marine used to be reliably like a top 8 potential foreigner. Because he was just so solid in all of his online tournaments. But he's like stopped playing the Open Cups. He never makes it nearly as far. He gets upset more often by, like, you know, okay players. He had a really good Katowice group, but then immediately fell in the bracket. Dark's on the up and up. And here Marine kind of like fell off at some point and hasn't recovered. Sickest SC2, I went over that a little earlier. I think I said it's like people who got their cast taken off their broken arm for the first time, and any result from that isn't really gonna tell us how good they are as a whole. Like Showtime show more promise. Like, it really does feel like some players have more momentum behind them than others, and here Marine's one of the guys, so it's really tough to say that he has momentum behind him. It was the same thing at Katowice, though, and he did have a really good group, so I'm not saying that he can't do well. Just my water, not yours. Watering the cat. Raynor hasn't played well at any tournament in the last year. I think Raynor will come back eventually. I just don't know when. Let's see Raynor's results in the last year. I mean, I say not well, and of course that's a very comparative phrase. Is obviously still making like top 8 and stuff is good. It's just not as good as it should be for Raynor. So he was in Korea for European regionals, so you could always take that with a grain of salt. GSL was particularly bad for him. Spring, he got to a round of 8s where he got taken out by Oliveira. To be fair, playing very good TVZ. So that could have been Raynor making it to the round of 4. More his speed, more his expectation. If it wasn't for Oliveira, if he faced like Beyond or Hero or something. Katowice was very disappointing for him. And there was Masters Coliseum, which was okay. Not the most prestigious tournament, but still pretty big. Yeah, so Winter was very disappointing, but he was also sick, kind of. And compared to his previous years, where there's a lot of top 8s or just simply gold, this would be a slump for a guy of his caliber. I think Raynor gets more shit on him than he should. But I think it is undeniable that he is currently in a slump for him. He's trying to break out of it. Gamers 8 was where he did really well last year, so maybe it'll be fine this year. If Rainer comes in with the play that we expect from him, I think he beats Cure pretty handedly, actually. Because Cure's TVZ is not looking really that great. I'm gonna BRB. You guys can look at my cat. Cute. When I come back, I'm gonna play a few games. Hello again. Yeah, buddy. You're very entertaining. Everyone loved you. Got a third cat. Gonna be picked up, but I did it anyway. I did it anyway. Say hi. Cat treats. All right, Dimitri's gonna be a bully. Oops. Broke it. There you go. All right, you ready for this cat? Catastrophe. Get off! You! Hey, Drake. Hey, Drake! God. down. Pause. Ow. Right. Guys are so messy. Ow. This is a trick, man. Balance all these. All done. All done. Cool now. Be cool. Prosthetic third arm, yeah. Next meeting, pay 10. What happens when you remove the eye from kick? Not much, actually. Animals are pretty remarkable at disregarding disabilities. Blind cats have a... pretty much just do what they usually do. Gotta give them more audio. Like when you feed them or when you play with them. Means if you remove the eye from kitten, it becomes OK10. Oh. Oh, I get it. Dog guy, ban him. Get him. Goodness. Mitri. Not chill. No chill. Alright, just a couple of games of each. Let's start with Protoss. Ah, that's good. Yeah. Excellent resource. I'm taking care of kitties at a charity, PetSmart. I forgot how tiny kittens are. Apollo missed the fish bed. Yeah, he tried to like enter into it a couple times when Dimitri was in it, and he just kind of looked sad and walked away. 5. Yeah, kittens are so small. They're so tiny. I would just hold them in my hand and look at their tiny eyes. One point, I've had to put them back after they got their playtime, and I just held 2 kittens in one hand. It was adorable. They have these 2 gray ones that remind me of a cat I used to have. Dusty. Kittens are in my pocket. They've tried to jump into people's like purses and stuff. You leave it out. At some point, the Protoss opener came back to me. Apparently. Yeah, Zooks, I'm being proxied. That's very interesting. Ow! God! And I'm being attacked by a cat. Stop that! Dimitri! Is that pylon blocking my nexus? It really is. Oh, well. Yeah. Oop, got us around. My bad, Zealot. My bad. Sorry, buddy. Oh, and I actually killed him, too. Damn. That's unfortunate. Oh, it didn't block it. Oh. Color me surprised.
Glory to the Daemon. We your probes are under attack. Give us. Glorious combat is upon us.
Did I do it?
Give us your command. Shall be glory. Najakar, Mina. Let none. Templar.
Oh, sorry, Dips.
Let your will. You must construct additional.
I did not do it, by the way.
Yes.
Sing.
Where
Bunch of probes, not mining. I had a lot of lings.
Dimensional strings attuned.
Our pylon is under attack.
Fire. Combat. Our window is short.
Okay.
Our fates are one.
Teleport successful.
Dude. Dude. Dudes. Not that hard. Kills things.
An error. Iron shall be reclaimed.
Time for battle. I stalk through the storm.
Oops.
Where shall we march? Let your will be heard. Glory to the Daylong.
We must construct additional pylons.
Give us your command.
Yes, I should. And other things as well.
Our window is
You have not enough minerals. You must construct additional pylons.
yes. How can I aid you? Oracle proceed.
You have not enough minerals. You have not enough minerals.
Yep.
You seek guidance?
Why are mortals so expensive? I actually was quite worried about that. Glad I went A-okay. Wait, I actually don't need that much gas. You know what it should do, though? So what the fuck is going on there? Oh! I was gonna say I should scout. And,
Seek guidance?
didn't mean a scout then, but it is as good as anything, so whatever. Good job, Phoenix. Whoa! Thank you very much. I'll check that out lickety-split. Once I kill this guy. Pretend that I'll use my sentries correctly. Let's just pretend. Because it will be pretend. Trust me. Sorry, guys. Charge is a good thing to have. Really? Hydras are good. And cats are very good at distracting. Yeah. Oof. Well, I'm alive. But I'm not exactly thriving. The hell? Literally just ran past my storm. Jesus. GG. That was a good warm-up game. I mean, that's still almost enough, I guess. Imagine a couple of roaches in there. Oh, thank you very much to Protostegosaurus, the 10 gifted subs. Appreciate it, man. Oh, I can see the YouTube chat as well. Hi, YouTube. Someone said Maro's best player. Cyril's the GOAT. He's a god, but Zerg has always been way too overpowered. Tell that to the amount of Zergs actually making it to the top 8 of any tournament. I think there's actually far less reason to be calling Zerg overpowered in the last couple of years. Without saying the name Cyril? actually a decent amount because I stream stuff other than StarCraft. How many StarCraft streams have I gone without mentioning the name Cyril? Maybe a couple. Maybe. Wait a minute. Complexity Wombat? Actual? That's a very old name. I just had caps lock on, but now it seems like I'm really excited. That's right. It's in my contract. Don't you guys remember? Foreign casters. We get paid every time we say the name Cyril. Didn't you guys read that on the Team Liquid forums? Still the stupidest. One of the dumbest things. There's just so many hurdles that you'd think you'd go through in your brain before typing that out. The least of which is just like, out of all the money that they're spending on StarCraft 2 that everyone agrees is kind of wasted, and we're just glad that they're passionate about what we got. They're using some to make us say the name Cyril. Like, that could have been one of many reasons to not write that stupid-ass comment. You might think, ZombieGrub, that guy was clearly kidding. He really wasn't. He doubled down. Crazy. People be dumb. I do wish I got paid every time I said something, though. Who wouldn't want that deal? Well, that drone went an odd direction. Interesting. Oops, I forgot my pylon. Oops, oops, oops. There was cannon rushing. Cats! Apollo! Quit being a dick. Oh, I don't know if that little probe's gonna make it home. Nope, it did not. This would be where you point out how adept harassment could be difficult to hold in this expansion process for the Zerg. But that also would entail me actually knowing how to do adept harassment. Which is not something I'm going to admit that I can do. Wait a minute. What? Very little. Shit, my depths are gonna die. Oh, and my stalker died. Great! Means there's no wall. What? Stupid second void ray. Would have been very helpful in the correct position.
You have not enough minerals. We face the enemy.
How many overlords he's got running around here? Absolutely zero overlords. Great. Whoops. No gas for you. I don't feel great without vision. Cool. Guy has no overlords anywhere. Hello? I don't know if that's actually the base I want to take, but that's what I'm going with. So, whatevs.
You must construct additional pylons. Not enough energy. Mineral field.
We meet our fate.
Just right through the middle. Don't worry about me. Okay, bye.
Mineral field depleted. Mineral field depleted.
You seek guidance?
Not enough energy. Mineral field.
The enemy has discovered us.
Aww.
Mineral field depleted. Teleport successful. Mineral field
Oh, shit, shit, shit. Oh, my God. I fucking clicked on the goddamn gateway. God damn it. Waste. I'm recovering from this one. Ugh. A perfectly fine position. Gonna micro it back to my third base. Easy peasy. No, you don't need Colossus. Concave of Stalkers and Zealot Warpins would have taken care of that. Problem was that I didn't have a Concave, and I didn't warp in the Zealots. No, my army wasn't together. On a shield battery, which it very could have easily been. Thought I could tippy tap his Hydras, and I was wrong. Shouldn't have bothered poking the bear. Don't need to be fancy. You just need a solid fundamentals. But isn't it so tempting to be fancy in StarCraft? Ugh, and that's happening as well.
You must construct additional pylons.
Okay, that wasn't a wall.
You have not enough.
Hello. Jeez, man, it was just a prank. Come on. God. Yeah, that's Dimitri. He's not being dick. He's chilling. But he's watching Apollo be an asshole. That's what he was. So it was his TV for a second. That's why he looks all alert. I know, I'm really good at multitasking. Apollo has not been nice. Oh god. You know what else isn't nice? Forgetting your Cybernetic score. Uh-oh. And blame the cat micro on that one.
Our pylon is under attack.
Ah. Of course, this is when they actually send the fucking lings over. Or maybe he was always gonna all in me. No, he's not all-inning me. He made a couple more lings than usual, but nothing severe. Oh, this is too bad of a game. We're gonna move on. Feels like it's always the games that you mess up the build in which they actually send lings over, you know? New season started today? Really? Yeah, people cheese and all in more new seasons for sure. That wasn't really either one. It was aggressive and I would have had to pull probes. But ideally with an adept on the way. Attempt number 2. Try and do the build right this time. There's our cat platforms. Cat forms. Cat walls. Whatever you want to call them. I'm adding more every day. Well, they're basically just Nixies, the cat you aren't seeing right now. Only the place that she feels safe, she gets bullied. Rusty T or die. Good Rusty Ts. Memes of Liberty. Thank you. You notice how you put the 7X core down as part of the Protoss build. Yeah. Yeah. That's where I went wrong. That's the mistake. Well, that wasn't on time. Cat before core is always a gamble. It's true. That's pretty much when it happened. Seeing out there's a bunch of lings, yeah, it's not as problematic. Does delay me a bit. Got 2 probes for his rebels. Delay on my 7X core. That's more so what the guy was looking for.
Give us your command.
Oops, that's not.
Combat awaits. Yes, execute.
Actually, I'm gonna make a void ray. Will nearly bankrupt me. Freaking void ray.
Let your will.
Okay.
Yes, executor.
Good game.
Our window is short.
Ah. The Nexus.
We serve with pride.
This vessel
Let us begin.
Zap. Zap. Zap.
Oracle perceiving. The threat letter. You seek.
Still has slow lings.
Our window. An omen. The threads.
Shit.
Extract.
Now I am gonna go into a Colossus.
How can I aid you? An Eridine.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
The threads. An omen.
Oh, crap.
Let us. You seek guidance.
Oh, I replaced it with a gateway! No, 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 no. No, no. Just kidding. I didn't want 2 Colossus at a time anyway. It was on purpose.
How can I aid you? I see.
Can you combine together a little more? Thanks, buddy. Jesus, what is with all the fucking spore crawlers? Okay, you won't get harassed. Good lord.
Our window. Let us begin. Our fates are one. An omen. The threads of fate lie bare. Harmonized.
That one Hydra is gonna be so seen. Yeah, I guess you can be it. Oh.
The threads of fate rise
Let's find the army before we truly come in. Let's come in. That is the army.
The threads of fate lie bare.
Not enough energy.
How can I aid you?
Or Prism with the army would be good. Oh, he's got lurkers, of course he does.
The threads of fate lie bare.
Oh, my fucking observer was so far away.
You seek we meet our fate.
Those are all my oracles.
You require more Vespine gas.
From the shadows I come.
You must place mineral.
My meditation. My life for iron.
Mineral field depleted.
I live.
Research complete.
We embrace the glory of battle. Command me. My life. We embrace the glory of battle.
Jesus!
Mineral field depleted.
Ultras, you say?
Research complete. Upgrade complete. You have not enough minerals. Research complete. Base is under attack. You require more Vespine gas.
From the shadow I return to serve. My life for iron.
Upgrade complete.
Jesus. Good, he brought all of his army. No, no, no. There's an ultra I can kill. God damn it.
Mineral field depleted. Vespene geyser exhausted.
Well, I feel great.
Justice.
You have not enough minerals.
We embrace the glory of battle.
You must place that in a power field.
Hassan, direct my vengeance.
Upgrade complete. You require more Vespene gas.
What do you guys think? A chance?
You require more Vespene gas. Vespene geyser exhausted. Unacceptable commands.
She could get an oracle.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Yeah, oh my god. Oh, buddy. Shit. Must have such a big bank. F2, F2. You're not gonna be enough.
Base is under attack.
I think he's got me. Yeah, and take better engagements, better anti-ultra army. One more Protoss game. How many Zergs on? Jesus. Oh, now PvP. Yay! A little bit better. Wanted a PVT. Not really a mastermind when it comes to the expand. But I'm gonna try it. Doing the old high ground expand, eh? Jolly good. Okay, that was too early. My bad. And that wasn't my probe. I was wondering why my probe is doing a circle. And then I realized... Okay. More power to you. Stole my gas! Dickhead! I don't really care about. Ooh. I do need to Stargate, though. That's what's being delayed. Something to literally body block with. AC came across. Yeah, Stalker is very difficult to afford. Oh, now I'm supply blocked? Seriously? Fuck. I don't know this build at all. Marginally better. Now that the Nexus is done. But still not great. If you had a proxy Oracle, I'd be so dead right now. Very, very safe path.
Nazutai.
Not enough energy.
Our fate, the enemy has discovered us.
We're gonna expand. See that way.
How can I aid you? The threads of fate.
If I'd done this build correctly, my blink isn't actually that far behind. You know, like if you see max packs do it,
Dimensional strings.
pretty neat. But I am not max packs, so I am in trouble.
An omen.
Tried to save it. Jesus.
We are at full power. Systems at full.
Come on. Well, I'm in a lot of trouble. Got my Hail Mary move coming online now. It'll be all fine. Totally win with these DTs, then it won't be an issue. Right? Totally.
Our pylon is under attack.
Intriguing.
You have not enough minerals.
My life for hire. He's upon us. I am state thy bidding.
Research complete.
From the shadows I come. Voice of the eclipse. We are boy.
God, he has 4 bases. Jesus. No way I'm recovering. GG. Some Zerg, I guess. Ugh. Sure. Yeah, that's the ticket. That's it. It's so cute. Boy. Different music. Oh, versus Protoss. Okay. I just expected the worst. ZVZ. I actually don't really like Synthwave. Was more so the issue. A lot of synth sounding the same over and over again. Hello.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
Oops.
Require more minerals.
Uh-huh. Ooh, no, I didn't care. Okay. Like, I basically just wait until I can build spines and links. Always funny scouting this thing really early. The natural is not enough for him to win, so it's actually preferable if he starts chomping away on that.
We require more minerals.
The spine crawlers gets really weird. Bad weird. I should have pulled. Well, no. Dang it. Pylons too many. A person being rude in StarCraft? On my internet? If I cancel the natural, I could have made more spines, which maybe would have worked. You can definitely hold it without canceling the natural, but it is kind of like a... If they're going to go directly to you anyway, there's no reason to keep the natural. As soon as he sent the zealots up to the main, probably should have canceled it. Because they still get the kill, even if you defend the main. Most of the time. And block my natural. As long as he's not can rushing me, bro. I feel like his probe didn't leave, though. Crazy. Did not. Huh.
We require more minerals. More overlords. We require more minerals.
Shield battery. Afraid I was gonna attack him? Not one of those dastardly Zergs. Well, I kind of am. Sometimes I Nidus Worm.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay.
Our forces. We require more minerals. We require. We require more minerals. We require more.
Rude! My favorite creep tumor!
We require more minerals.
Oh, how did that happen?
Forces are under attack.
Is that... No. Third.
We require more minerals.
Like a late third, am I wrong? go.
Not enough energy. We require more mineral metamorphosis.
Hello. Don't worry about me. Nothing to see here.
We require more. Our forces are under attack. Equipped mineral under attack. We require more. A creep tumor is under attack. We require more.
Oh my god, I'm like Cyril.
We require
Just give me a couple of queens and I am golden, baby.
mineral field depleted. We require more Vespine gas. Our forces are under attack. We require more Vespine gas. Our forces are we require more Vespine gas. We require more Our forces we require.
Huh. This is explaining some of my economy problems. Oops.
We require more Vespine gas. Unacceptable command. Mineral field depleted. Not enough energy. Mineral mineral metamorphosis complete. Not enough energy. Mineral field depleted. A creep tumor is under attack. Our forces are under attack. The hive cluster is under attack. Mutation.
How many storms did he lose?
The hive cluster.
Enough? Not enough?
Our forces are under attack. The hive cluster is under attack. Not enough energy.
Oh, come on.
Our force we require mineral field depleted. We require more minerals. Not enough energy.
Okay. I want more lurkers, please, and thank you.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals. Not enough energy. Our bull must be another type. Mineral field depleted. We require more Vespine gas. We require more metamorphosis complete. We require more minerals. Our forces are under attack.
Hello. Oh, Zerg hotkeys. No, my nemesis. Oh God. I cannot. I don't play it enough to have good hotkeys, basically. Oh, buddy. Hmm. Yes, around.
We require mutations complete. Mineral field depleted. Our drones are under attack. Mineral field depleted. We require more.
Crap.
Mineral field depleted. Our forces are under attack. We require more minerals. Our forces are under attack. Drones are under attack. We require more minerals.
Well, that hurts a lot.
Vespine guys are exhausted. We require
I guess that's a tiniest bit of good news there.
more
Freebie's always nice. I'll take that.
We require more minerals.
Jesus.
We require more minerals. We require a creep tumor is under attack.
That is so many storms.
Our forces are under attack. Mineral field depleted. Our forces are under attack. Vespene geyser. A creep tumor is under attack.
Oh, God. Storm's good.
We require more minerals.
Never once made an ultra.
Our forces are under attack. We require more minerals. Vespene geyser exhausted. We require more minerals. Our forces are under attack. We require more minerals.
Didn't I just warm up?
Unacceptable command.
That'll save the day, right?
We require more minerals.
He's got me. Yeah. Clearly, it's too much economy. It's kind of close. Infestors would have been a very good idea. Totally forgot. No more Zerg. Zerg's poopy. All my homies hate Zerg. Unless you're playing against them, and then it's fun. PVT.
Not enough minerals.
Funnest thing I can do in TVT that's kind of also a reasonable thing. 2-on-1. Side cruiser openers aren't very good. Proxies aren't as fun either.
Additional supply depots.
PVT is just the no fun matchup. No fun allowed. And that's why everyone quits this and all their mirror matchups, I guess.
Not enough minerals.
It's funny though, because like conceptually, I don't dislike any of the mirror matchups. And really, the only thing I don't like about TVT is how stressful the early game is. Once I'm into it, it's not. And Marine Tank's actually kind of fun.
Insufficient.
You're the ball. In the rear with the gear. Roger. What's going on?
Base is under attack.
No! He was already gonna move! No! There we go. It distracted me and I missed my factory timing, but whatever. Ugh, worst feeling. Oh my god. Oh my god, you want an attack move, you idiot!
On the way. Yes, indeed. Fair enough. Death from above. The Grand Reaper has arrived.
We're good. Despite my repeated attempts to kill myself. Also, I didn't do the build correctly. But I didn't die, and I didn't get supply blocked. So, that's a win.
Ready to raise some hell. Got death. SCV ready.
Add-on complete.
On the daylight's burning. SCV ready. What? SCV ready. Optics online. Let's go kill something. What's going on? Armed and ready.
You fool.
Not
Got him.
command.
Pretend that's exactly how I wanted that to go.
Add-on complete. Unacceptable landing zone.
Optics online. Let's go kill something. Cyclone receiving. Buzz. Comms. I'm waiting on you. Enemy contact. SCV ready. Channel. This better be good. You want a piece of me, boy? Been waiting on you. SCV ready.
Might be trying to also push with a tank right now because I got distracted. Yep, that's exactly what he's trying to do.
Not enough energy. Not enough energy. Research complete. Not enough.
This better be good.
Mineral field depleted.
Well, that was painful.
Additional supply. Not enough. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Picking up or dropping off? Now what?
Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals.
Waiting on you. Liberate.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Need something liberated?
Ugh. I knew exactly how I was gonna play it too, and I have the enough units in the right position. My macro is better. Would have been no problem. Should have had like 5 more Marines and I think much faster. The Cyclone should have come down to help once I saw the Liberator. Oof. Good night, Mike.
Not enough minerals. Not enough.
At least you get the cheese of Protoss now.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Huh? SCV ready. Go ahead.
Additional supply depots required. Not enough minerals.
Thank you.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
There are these really clever positions for what I do. Because it's a 3 minimal wall. It's tough to break through.
Big job. SCV ready. In the rear. Go ahead.
Making sure he didn't sneak a probe in.
Insufficient Vespine gas. Base is under attack.
Pretty good that I got that.
In the rear with
Not
Pretty
enough
sick.
minerals.
what's going on.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
I can't build here.
A Reaper to distract him.
Command center upgrade complete.
Big job. Huh? SCV ready.
Factory expanded. Got Robo on the way.
Ready to raise some hell. What? You want some? What's going on?
Add-on complete.
Fair enough. All right. SCV ready.
Sure you saw those buildings.
I'm listening. Got something from me.
Like, I am 90% sure you saw those buildings.
Go ahead.
Ready for dust off. Where's the emergency?
In the rear with
Ready for pickup?
SCV ready.
My SCV successfully took a shot. Pretty proud of him.
Vespine gas.
SCV ready.
I was not producing
Not enough
Marines that entire time, though, so that's a bummer.
This better be good.
Loud and clear. Talk to me.
Go ahead.
Now what?
Gat from above. Fair enough. Armed and ready. I'm listening. Yes. I'm in a heap of trouble. Up, ready, go. SCV ready. Want a piece of me, boy? What's going on? By the numbers. SCV ready. Golden ball. I'm in deep. Wait, SCV ready. We could use some help here. This better be good.
Add-on complete. Base our SCVs are under attack.
Gateway coming through. By the move on.
We are gonna expand from this. How about that?
Liberation.
SCV ready.
Base is under attack. Not enough minerals.
What's going on? Oh, really? Been waiting on SCV ready. Yes, Commander.
And too often I get to expand with this build.
SCV ready.
Not enough.
SCV ready. This better be good.
Base is under attack. Add-on complete. Not enough.
SCV ready.
Picking up or drop?
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Who wants some? Big job.
Base is under attack.
This better be good.
Command center upgrade.
Gateway coming through. SCV ready. We could use some help.
Yep. I was hoping he'd be too chicken to do this. But he was not. Oh my god, I can't mineral walk.
Not enough.
Armed and ready. We could use some help here. SCV ready.
Base. Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
Unacceptable landing zone.
We read you.
Mineral field depleted. Base is under attack. Upgrade complete.
SCV ready.
Add-on complete. Mineral field depleted.
We have you on screen.
Not enough minerals.
Been waiting on you.
Light flight here.
Command
SCV ready.
Waiting on
Ah, bitches. Stalkers, so good, am I right?
landing zone. Mineral field depleted. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Marines are pretty useless without stim. Get into factory ASAP. Mine was killed.
Energy. Mineral field depleted. Not enough energy. Not enough minerals. Add-on complete. Insufficient Vespine gas.
God, I wish I saw that Liberator.
Base is under attack. Research complete. Not enough energy.
Been waiting. In the rear with the gear.
Add-on complete.
Armed and ready. SCV ready. Gateway. Want a piece of me, boy? This better be good. Go ahead. SCV ready.
Ugh.
Who wants some?
Sad to say, I think it's been enough damage, guys. I think I'm screwed. Kept that battlecruiser at home.
Not enough. Add-on
Let's have a blast.
research complete. Insufficient Vespine.
Still don't have a starport. This is the real bummer. Yeah. Now that he's found tap out. Damn, I think I actually had a solid chance, even after the battlecruiser. Uno más. Ah! Aaron again.
What's going? Huh?
Try actually macroing, right?
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
Huh?
Not enough minerals.
Go ahead. Big jump. In the rear with the
Additional supply depots required.
bad news. What?
Not enough minerals. Not enough.
SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
I don't have an MMR.
Big jump. In the rear. SCV ready. Huh?
Yeah, I guess I could have. Oh well. I think it's too late.
SCV ready. Huh? Big job.
Could have done a 2-racks opener, put the pressure on him a lot.
SCV ready. Bad news. What's going on?
Our SCVs are under attack. Command center upgrade complete.
Ben? The Grim Reaper has arrived. All right. SCV ready. Bad news.
Try and pay attention to my Reaper this time.
SCV ready.
Base is under attack.
Okay.
SCV ready. What's going on? SCV ready.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Yes, indeed. Certainly.
Add-on.
Oh. I won the war! Totally misplaced my mule. Don't need a tech lab to build a cyclone anymore. Duh.
Add-on complete.
Your voice is on ESL and C2. Well, that's not surprising. They play a lot of reruns. Oh my god.
Add-on. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
This better be good. SCV ready.
Add-on complete. Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
As long as I can take those Reapers to tear down those rocks.
Not enough.
1 billion years.
Bad news. SCV ready. Huh? Good job. This better be good. In the rear. SCV ready.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Picking up. Life flights here.
Research complete. Our SCVs are under attack.
Once systems go. Cyclone ready for action. Armed and ready. SCV ready. You're the boss.
Our SCVs are under attack.
Ready for pickup. Lights
Not
ready for dust off.
Armed and ready. SCV ready.
our SCVs are under attack.
SCV ready. Sure thing. Armed and ready. Oh yeah. You want a piece of me, boy? You gonna
Well,
SCV ready.
Upgrade complete.
now it's just a matter of who macroed better.
Coming through. Get go, go, go.
Well,
By the number.
Not enough minerals.
He actually macroed with tanks.
What's going on?
Not.
Got something. This better be good.
Not enough minerals.
Piece of me, boy. SCV ready.
Uh,
Armed and ready. SCV ready. Who wants some? We could use some help here.
Base is under attack.
Sure thing.
Not enough.
shit. Did I lose this? Really? I might.
Our SCVs are under attack. Research complete. Additional supply depots.
This better be good.
Additional supply depots required. Additional supply.
Finally have combat shields.
Sure. In the rear with the gear. Been waiting on you. Go ahead.
Mineral field depleted.
SCV ready. You want a piece of me?
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Pretty good on supply depots.
This better be good. Who wants? What's going on? Armed and
Mineral field depleted.
lay it on me. Comms open.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
ready for dust off.
Ben,
Insufficient Vespine gas.
you got coordinates or what? SCV ready.
In the pipe.
In the rear.
Could be out of Ravens.
Complete.
SCV
I have upgrades, and I don't think he does. I could be very wrong about that. Actually, I'd have started 2-2. Hey, Proto-Billy.
Insufficient.
SCV ready. Go, go, go. I can't build here. It's your dime. SCV ready.
Life flights here. Ready for talk to me.
Add-on.
This better be good. I can't build. SCV ready.
Add-on complete.
Yeah, there's nothing protecting my tanks.
Insufficient mineral field.
Ever build that Liberator?
SCV ready.
Don't believe I did. Nope.
Gangway. Coming through. You want a piece of me, boy?
Not enough minerals.
I'll check that other third.
What's going
Ah, he had 1-1. Damn! Can't beat anyone today, man. Yeah, I figured he had a faster third CC. Yeah. I had also attacked the third CC. It's so few units. Actually, really not good with the 2-on-1 at all. Doing it wrong. Rhoda Billy, thank you for the 61 months. Hey, Perk Princess. Okay, Lunatic. You don't have to tell me if I'm on there, but it's okay. Just play like Maru. The lose versus Sarah. Got it. I could do that. Yeah. I pressed play again out of habit, but I'm not going to play again. That was a lie. I'm just going to play until I win, and then I'm never going to win. That's how that works. You never do it. Okay? Never. I think I got like 2 decent games out of this ladder session that I might upload, but it's not even... I'm not... StarCraft 2 had died? Oh. Ugh. Probably lost another like 500 MMR in the last year. Not playing enough. The true conundrum, Scoutsy Justice. Yeah, StarCraft 2's alive and kicking. Now that I know that my YouTube simultaneous stream actually works, I'll try and pay attention more in the future. But I didn't even expect it to work today, so. Thank you all for watching. I didn't get any casts. I didn't have anything in mind, but if you check my calendar, I do plan on streaming Saturday and Sunday this weekend, so I'll probably try and find some interesting matches to cast tomorrow on stream. And then trying to make, you know, most of my streams all StarCraft leading up to Esports World Cup, which I may or may not be a part of. Yeah, that's all I got. So I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon, Mountain Time. Have a wonderful rest of your Friday and a good weekend if I don't see you. Bye.